you fail to understand, then the same incredible terror that's menacing me will strike at you!
Hey guys, as promised, I'm back with a little bit of more MTV, Mitch TV. Just kidding about that. We're not going to run with that branding. Anyway, as promised. Anyway, sorry about that. I've got two people in here. That's fantastic. I think that's me and one other person, but at least I got something. So I'll tell you what, I got a little treat for you. I forgot to load the video. So let me just do this here. Hold on one second. So how's everybody going tonight? How's everybody doing? How's your New Year's going? I'm sort of treading water. My friend Apostate Alex, I believe, might join us in a little bit. Meanwhile, I'm going to load this video because I want to show you something. I promised you guys some salsa, and I wish I could reach through the screen and share it with you. I can't. So I've got some chips here, and I've got my unbelievably world famous salsa verde. And I have my favorite Mexican beer, Modelo. Which I almost dumped in my lap. It's like I have a drinking problem. Okay, here we go. It's a little tight here. I'm a little cramped for space in the, the blanket for it. But let me just load this thing up because I want to show you something. I really like to cook Mexican food. I'm lucky because I live in LA, so we can get a lot of ingredients and so forth. I don't want to run this yet. Okay, so in my different experimentation of cooking Mexican food, I came across this one recipe for roasted tomatillo sauce that is actually unbelievable. So I'm going to play this for you. And you'll get first, we're going to say hi to a few people. Look who's here. Critical Thinking. Great to be here. I hope the soap opera land show is optional. Not sure what that is. I think he's referring to Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Inappropriate Heifer came back. Thank you so much for coming back. Caught you from the beginning, finally. You did. You caught me in the good part. Miss Amber Sunshine is here. I'm here. So happy to have you. Tina, the last 20, New Year happiness. Thank you, Tina. Tina, would you remind me again where you're from? Duchess Diana says something. She says, Happy New Year. Everybody's doing well. Yeah, we're doing great. Amber Sunshine says, well, I'll have all the goodies laid out for the teenagers, and I'll be picking up pizza in an hour, and I suppose I'll be staying up all night watching movies and watching the ball drop. Yeah, won't we all? Yeah, I guess those of us on the West Coast will be getting back with whoever we're with tonight. We've got Kristen Gonzalez. I don't recognize you. I'm really happy you're here. Thanks for subscribing. Duchess Diana Crunch. Yeah, sorry about the rude crunch, but this stuff is so good, and I just don't know that I can. Where? Muting my mic doesn't really work. Okay, here we go. What else do we got here? Critical Thinking says, I'm happy spending a quiet night at home. I don't go out at amateur night. Hey, listen, I'll drink to that. This is such a great night to stay at home. So anyway, I'm going to play you this video. This is roasted tomatillo sauce. So here we go. 5 pounds of fresh tomatillos. I'm just going to cut the sound. There's not a lot of sound 5 pounds of tomatillos, Anaheim chilies, some I forget the other kind of chilies, whatever. They're all in the recipe. So this is the basic ingredients. Beware of those jalapenos. I mean, not the jalapenos, the habaneros. They are really dangerous. I'm just going to stop it right now and tell you I had one of those. I had one of those accidents once where you were working with habaneros without gloves on, and then you have to go pee, and you think you've washed your hands really well, and the next thing you know, your private parts are on fire, and it's not cool at all. It's not cool, and there's a lot of interesting advice on the internet about how to deal with that. But I'm saying be really careful with the habaneros. You might even want to wear goggles, eye protection. So anyway, here's the tomatillos. If you've not cooked with tomatillos, I don't know what part of the country you guys are at. I don't even know if you can get these everywhere. But they're basically, they look like green tomatoes. They're not green tomatoes. They're sort of their own thing. They have a husk. And what you want to do is you want to get those husks off. And then here we are, we're chopping the habaneros. Now you want to take the seeds out of the habaneros because that's where the heat is. And you need to cool them off a little because they're weapons grade hot. I mean, I'm sure some people could just eat them, but okay. So then here you've got your these are your tomatillos. What you want to do, you want to get them husked, you want to get them washed, you want to cut them in half, you want to put them face down on some foil that's been coated with olive oil. Then you want to get them in the oven, and you want to broil them because that's the whole key to making a good roasted salsa. Most Mexican salsas, except for the crude salsas, are they're actually roasted in a broiler, and you got to burn whatever you're broiling for salsa. You need to toast it. So here I'm just chopping up some cilantro. They're going in the oven, and you see that we're getting some nice char on them. This is almost not enough. I think I was in a little bit of a hurry because I'd like to see more char, more brown. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. You got to load these into a blender, and you might have to do it in batches because it's more than will fit even in a big blender like this. And then what you want to do is you want to start scooping in all of those chopped up chilies and the garlic and the onions and a little bit of salt, and you want to start pulsing them. You don't want to liquefy it. You just want to pulse it. There you go. Then look at that color. Is that amazing? And then you want to cook it bring it to a boil, simmer it for about 10 minutes. And there it is. And it is done. Now boy, that is just heaven. And here's a cool thing you can do with it. You can take that tomatillo sauce and you can make what's called an enchilada suizas or a salsa verde, enchilada salsa verde. You can use it. The nice thing about making it is it freezes for a couple of months. You can also use, I can't believe I'm like doing a cooking show now, but you can also repurpose it for some other recipes. For example, you can add a little bit of crema to it, which is like a Mexican cream. And then you can use that as a basis for making enchilada suizas, which are my favorite enchiladas. And there's just the end of them. I made those the next night. So there you go. Big applause. The recipe, I put it in my, what do you call it? On my community page, and I'll add it to the, what do you call it? I'll add it to I'll add it to this stream, to the show notes. I'm hoping y'all make it and write and tell me how amazing it is, because it's like, thank you, Duchess Diana. Duchess Diana says, I love the video, cute. Yeah, I never actually finished it. I meant to, it needs to be cleaned up, and I was going to do some music and whatever, but then I got busy. And I'd remembered on a survey I promised that I would do some Mexican food. Needed to do it before the end of the year, and that's it. So good. I hope you guys are joining me. Miss Amber Sunshine says, I've grown tomatillos here in Wisconsin. In fact, I'd like to buy tomatillo plants to grow specifically for the bees because they have these wonderful yellow flowers that the bees love. Wow, what a great idea. So you like save the bees and grow tomatillos. They're not like tomatoes. You have to cook them if you guys are not familiar, but I think that's fantastic that you actually grew tomatillos. So, so Miss Amber Sunshine, grab this recipe. I got it from an organic, like an organic gardening blog, and it's a 5-pound recipe. So grow yourself 5 pounds of tomatillos, and then use them to make the salsa. And you can take half of it and put it in the freezer and have it for a while. So it's great. Uh, oh, I second the motion for cooking with Mitch. Yes. I mentioned earlier that I'm changing up. We have a family tradition every year. We do lobsters, but I got to tell you, lobsters sound so decadent that I want to do something more comfort. And I recently made some Irish stew, which is made with lamb and Guinness beer, among other things. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then somebody said, well, we need the recipe. So I'll definitely put that one up there. I'll share that with you because it's Irish stew is an amazing comfort food. And I want to start this year out, not with a decadent lobster, but with a comforting lamb Irish stew. Okay. The inappropriate heifer says, I always say Mexican food is always the best when it looks like someone threw up on the table. I think I could have gone all night without hearing that. But okay. You mean literally threw up. So Critical Thinking TV says, I'll make it tomorrow. Listen, if you do, you got to shoot me a picture of the final thing, and I'll share it with everybody. Tina in the last 20 says, thank you so much. Tomorrow sounds great for guacamole. Yes, guacamole is, that's a different, what we could do. Guacamole is a different beast than tomatillo salsa, roasted tomatillo salsa. So there's a lot of different varieties of guacamole. So Duchess Diana says, I love lambs too. Yeah, I hadn't had it in years. And then a week ago or so, I had some lamb shoulder chops left over that I'd frozen. I unfrozen. I chopped it up in a stew meat, and I found a recipe that sounded really good, and I made it. And I was really I'm a huge fan of. Okay, the inappropriate heifer says lobster comforts me because you're really decadent. Heifer, and so you need decadent food, I guess. But the lobsters are comforting. One of the problems is I always try to make them with artichokes, and to this day, I cannot cook a decent artichoke. Okay, Duchess Diana wants to know what seasoning I put. Well, I'm trying to think because I'm making it from a recipe. Let me see if I can remember. Well, there's not a lot of seasonings. I mean, you're browning with butter. I know there's some fresh thyme in there. There's a bay leaf, but probably the most important seasoning is a can of Guinness beer. And, then there's some thickening agents of flour if you want to make it thicker, like cornstarch, so, but it's not heavy with, I could pull it up and answer your question a little better. Here, give me a second. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so okay, so salt and pepper, and I'm looking for the spices: salt and pepper, Guinness beer, 2 bay leaves, a sprig of thyme, and a cup of parsley. But that's for when you're actually serving it. So it's not really heavy in spices, but God, it's so flavorful. I love it. Yeah, I really like one pot meals. I think I'm gonna have to do more of those. Uh, Critical Thinking TV says, seriously, your passion for food is obvious. You'd be great at doing a cooking series. I got to tell you, I'll tell you the story of me. I mean, I always enjoyed cooking. I was always famous for making huevos rancheros, one of my favorite dishes, to cook. I used to travel in Mexico a lot with my parents. They used to teach art and architecture to architecture students from LA down there every summer, whatever. My father had an associate in Mexico City, an architect. I have some relatives down there, believe it or not. And when I was a kid traveling around Mexico, I became aware of how regional Mexican food is, because different places that we would go, whether we were in the South or Yucatan or in Mexico City in the Central, or, in, Northern, Northwest, Sinaloa, Guadalajara, all these different centers, if you order huevos rancheros, they're different. Like they're like, yeah, there are some eggs and some tortillas, but that's where the similarity stops. The salsa is different, where the condiments are different, whether they're served with rice and beans, how the rice and beans are plated, is all different. So I must have had about 10 varieties of huevos rancheros by the time I got to college. I was the guy when we all got home and we were all hungover or drunk and it was 4 a.m. I would like cook for 10, 12 people. I'd make huevos rancheros and tequila sunrises, because you got to keep drinking till you pass out. So yeah, that's another thing. You can use this salsa tomatilla for you can use it to make a variety of huevos rancheros with a green sauce. So, but kind of when I became single again, when I became a bachelor again, uh, my former wife was a wonderful cook, and I always liked to cook, but I wasn't really that good at it because I didn't do it that much. I was, working for gold, and then I was home, and she would always cook. So I kind of said, you need to start cooking, because I would come home in the weekend and throw all the stale food away, because I worked all week away out of town. And yeah, yeah, inappropriate. Yeah, you're right. Alex is live right now. He sent me a message. He was going to go live at 7. I said, I'm going live at 7. So he said, okay, around 7:30, I'll jump on and join you. So we're both kind of doing a nervous thing. So anyway, I started cooking different foods, and I really enjoy cooking Mexican food. Some of it's easy, some of it's not. But if you're ever in town, hit me up. I'll make you some huevos rancheros. Come over early in the morning, and I'll make it, or stay overnight, and I'll make you some huevos rancheros. Miss Amber Sunshine said, I never had lamb stew. Lamb chops, yummy. Yeah, lamb chops are amazing. Lamb stew is really something else. You should definitely try it. I'll put this recipe up. You should cook it. Duchess Diana says, so totally different from our family's Middle Eastern lamb stew. Yeah, but Middle Eastern lamb stew is also really amazing. I'm going to have to make that, because, yeah, the way they make lamb in Middle Eastern food is unbelievable. They usually grill it a little bit more when I mean, the Irish stew, you brown it in a like a Dutch oven, but because I remember all the Middle Eastern uh, lamb that I've eaten, it has a lot of mint, and it's more charred and grilled, and so good. I didn't really expect to be talking this much about food. Duchess Diana says, we use cloves, cinnamon, za'atar in various combinations. Cinnamon za'atar, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to check it out. And more from Duchess Diana, and tomato sauce, but the bet sounds good. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're going to have a really like a foodie slumber party, and I will provide all kinds of little goodies. And Duchess Diana is going to send me a recipe for Middle Eastern stew, which I'm not sure what you call that. Well, yeah, Guinness. It's a really thick, dark beer, and it has a lot of flavor to it, and it's great, great in the stew. Critical Thinking TV, careful what you wish for, Mitch. You might find a bunch of randos on your doorstep looking for breakfast one of these days. LOL. Anybody that's subscribed to my channel has helped me to regain my identity through YouTube is not a rando. Okay. The inappropriate heifer says, I call that a good time. Yes, call for a good time. That's what they used to write in the bathroom stall. They put my phone number. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, Duchess Diana says, I never had a stew with beer. Yeah, me neither. I mean, beef stew with a nice dry red wine and Irish stew with beer, but that they use Guinness. It's like I think they do a lot of things with Guinness. Yeah, Duchess Diana. Hey, yeah, I wish we could join them. Yeah, I wish you could join me too. We would have a great time. Uh, and no inappropriate heifer. You're not a rando. You're a rando. Okay. So anyway, so there you go. Hopefully Alex will oh, and she's had oh that's cool. Duchess Diana says, yes, I've had lots of beef stew with wine. Yes. Yes, that's a basic ingredient. And I think Irish stew is like what makes it Irish. It's just like beef stew, except you're using lamb and and Guinness instead of instead of red wine. So there were some other things I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I totally spaced my mind. Oh, I know. How about this? Let's switch it up from food a little bit. Okay, so it's the last day of the year. I'm still catching up on movies. I get screeners from being a member of the Directors Guild and Paralyzed to Paralyzed. Hey, thanks a lot for the super chat. Could always use that. For cerveza and the bottle to throw when you're angry. Oh, yeah, thanks. You heard me. Yeah, when I get angry, I want to throw a beer bottle. Happy New Year, everybody. I'll drink to that. Really appreciate that. Yeah, so I've been trying to catch up on films. If you guys wouldn't mind in the chat, if you've seen anything recently, Duchess Diana, love the slumber party idea. We have this great YouTube thing, but no Star Trek transporter yet. Yeah, but somehow we'll figure it out. I think you can fit up to 9 or 10 people in StreamYard. So, we always could just, do a streaming slumber party. Let's just have to try to keep it YouTube appropriate because it might be difficult by the time everybody's drunk and in their pajamas. Anyway, so hey, if you guys wouldn't mind, if there's any film or a streaming, something you saw streaming that wasn't in theaters, whether it's a film or a limited series or a series, anything that really struck you as really stood out this past year, please put it in the chat because I'd really like to know. I know that I've seen a few things that really stood out for me. I think, and I don't remember. I'm having trouble remembering things from earlier in the year, but I don't know if any of you guys watched on Apple. Not everybody has Apple TV or Apple TV Plus. If any of you guys watched Lessons in Chemistry, it was absolutely amazing. One of the best things I think I've ever seen on television. And another thing that really stood out for me this year was called The Lost Flowers of Alice Hart, which absolutely unbelievable. I hope you guys are writing this down because I want to talk to you about it later. Hopefully at some point we'll talk about it. And let me see, what was the other? Oh yeah, there was another thing, and I may have talked about it, that was on Hulu called Dear Sugar. No, Tiny Beautiful Things. It's based on Cheryl Strayed's advice column, Dear Sugar. If you haven't seen that and you want a really feel-good cry about someone rediscovering their identity, check it out. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, you're just a naughty girl. Inappropriate hyper is at Duchess. Do we have to wear PJs? Yeah, you have to wear PJs. At least you have to start out in PJs. You have to wear PGs, and there has to be a pillow fight. I mean, there's some things, and there has to be a sound a blanket fort, but I already have that. There you go. Critical Thinking TV Lessons in Chemistry had me sobbing in the season finale. Yeah, and it's a limited show, so there's not going to be a my favorite format on television are limited series. I don't really like some series are okay that go on and on. I really liked Slow Horses. I don't know if any of you guys watched that, but it's just finished its third season. It's really a fantastic show, British crime show, but Gary Oldman, some terrific bunch of actors, really, really good. Uh, What else do we have here? Yeah, no, I get it. Inappropriate cover. Yeah, it's in your name. Yeah, so I know. And if none of us wore pajamas, you would, because that's just how you are. Yes, Duchess Diana, Slow Horses is British. It's an Apple TV Plus show, but it definitely is a British production. And it is absolutely just a great spy crime show. And it's also hysterically funny in just a really, really dry way. Yes, Paralyzed, Slow Horses is brilliant. Oldman rocks. I think I like Gary Oldman in this show more. He's so annoying and disgusting and smelly and picking his butt and smart and lethal all at the same time. And that's not a question that's not a quality that you see very much in people. Excuse me, I have to have another chip. I have to have one more chip. I hope you guys are having a nice little snack. I'm going to mute my mic here while I do this. Okay. Critical Thinking TV wants to know what I thought of the film Over the Rainbow. I'm assuming you're talking about that faux documentary that those guys made about Scientology, the one that created all of that controversy because of the way they positioned the footage and so on and so forth. I couldn't hardly get through it. I thought it was horrible. I thought the guys that made it, I thought they were just trying to cash in on the interest in Scientology. And so they gathered up all this footage, and without any respect to a valid message or to the truth, they put something together as best as they thought it would be, knowing very little. I think they really failed. The whole thing was a failure, but I did not like it at all. I hope that answered your question. That may not have been the answer that you wanted. Okay, Duchess Diana. I think we'll have to get Apple. I really want British TV, though. British TV thought I would have to get a VCN to get it. No, there's a lot of ways to get British TV. I mean, you can subscribe to BBC America in the US. And yeah, there's a bunch of good stuff on Apple. I think it might be worth it. I'm trying to think, what else did I just watch? Well, I watched the Scorsese film. What is it? Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't go out to the theater hardly at all. I get these screeners, so then at the end of the year, I just catch up on everything. I don't really like going out to the theater. Maybe it's just I'm old. I don't know. But Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm really glad I saw it at home because it's a long movie. It's an exquisitely well-made film, but it's a little tedious. And yeah, okay. I don't. Duchess Diana says, seemed they were bought off Over the Rainbow. I don't know if you want my opinion on that. I think there were some filmmakers that were like, let's jump in and make a Scientology film. Let's interview and record footage and whoever we can get and blah, blah, blah. And then let's just cut it together into what we think is a good documentary. They didn't really have a story. They didn't really like the way they positioned things. it was weird. It was like some people that knew how to make a documentary, but they didn't know anything about the whole Scientology scene, and they kind of slapped it together and hoped they'd make a killing, and they didn't. It was a disaster, and they moved on. So I don't know about being bought off, but Severance was very good, very cult-esque for sure. A weird kind of a cult, but yeah, definitely people being manipulated and having being information siloed, and it definitely had some cult aspects to it. I thought it was very good. Uh, let's see what else. What else did I see? I made a whole list. I've left it in the other room. So okay, what else? What else did you guys see? What did you see that you really liked? Anybody? Okay, well, in that case, I'm just going to. Where's my phone? I've got to. Oh, I don't know where it is. I probably left it in the other room. I'm going to just send Alex a text and look, see where the hell he is. Because I'd love to see him on New Year's. He's such a good lad. Okay. Uh, yeah. Hey, listen. Diana, Duchess Diana mentioned something about Laura. Really got gypped on that. I mean, yeah, that they had that whole thing on the conversation with her dad, and I think it was just, I think it was a disaster. I don't even want to comment on that. Uh, Rockstar Grand, I don't recognize your name, but thank you so much for being here. And if you subscribed, I really appreciate it. Happy New Year, Mitch. I really hope it is the best one ever for you. Yeah, I think last year I wrote a book. We're still struggling to promote it and so forth. Uh, I might, I don't know. I might read some reviews, but I don't know. Is that sort of conceited to read your own reviews? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Okay, somebody mentioned Queen's Gambit, a fantastic show. Wait, I got a message from Alex. Hold on, let me see. Wrapping up shortly. We'll join when it's done. Okay, come on, guys. We got to just tread water for a little bit because we need to get Alex on here. I think the Queen's Gambit was a couple of years ago. I don't think it was this year. I was trying to limit it to this year. Fantastic show. The guy who did it, the director who wrote it and directed it, although it's not an original piece of writing, but it's an adaptation. He did another show, a limited series on Netflix called Godless, which is one of the best westerns I've ever seen. So if you liked The Queen's Gambit, you should definitely watch Godless because I think you would like that guy's work. Yeah, I didn't want. Yeah. Critical Thinking TV said the Apple movie Spirited was fun. Yeah, it looks like fun. I didn't watch it because I'm not a. I have this whole stack of screeners I have to watch, and I'm not a. What's his fan of? What's his name? I forgot his name, but I think I'll watch it. It looked good. It looked like a lot of fun. Yeah, and Shauna Egan's. I don't recognize your name either, but I'm really happy to have you here. I hope you're a new subscriber, uh, or at least a new, chatter. BritBox and Acorn TV are excellent streaming services that feature UK, Irish, Australian, and Nordic content. I've heard that. My sister is she's a BritBox addict. I think that's all she watches. Duchess Diana says something. Let me find her here. Duchess Diana says conceited would be writing yeah, I guess, and then bragging about them. I guess. Uh, And Shauna Egan's wants Duchess Diana to know, and all of us, that the subscription price of BritBox is reasonable. Good to know because, boy, they're charging so much for some of this stuff. Francis Noble. Also, I hope you're a new subscriber. I don't recognize your name, but thank you for being here. Happy New Year. Always find you so interesting. Thank you so much. Uh, Yeah, not everybody does, but I'm happy to be here and make something happen. Stana Times with Rana. I just got on because I was watching your last live on replay, and I had to realize you started. Keep checking my doorstep and haven't received my salsa yet. Okay, well, leave me your address. I'll send you some. Yeah, this used to be a big hit up at Gold when the guys got put on rice and beans. I'm not kidding. I would like smuggle them salsa so they'd have something to put on their rice and beans. That's actually a true story. I did that once. I actually literally sent a cooler up there. Uh, they were put on rice and beans for a couple of months. I don't remember why, some stupid shit. But and me and a couple other guys that worked up there, we were on rice and beans. We get regular food. Do you know how awkward it is to sit in a dining room with a couple hundred workers, and they're all on rice and beans, and you're like eating like roast chicken and a nice salad, and it's just it doesn't feel right. It's just weird. Mm, mm, mm. So good. I'm telling you, you all have to make this. But thanks, Sana. And you never know. Send me a mailing address. I might send you some salsa. What do we got here? Okay, I get it. Thank you. It's Shannon Egan's. Shannon Egan's. Shannon Egan's. Thank you very much for the correction. I want to have your name right. Greyhound was impactful. That was the one with Tom Hanks, right? The World War II film. That was a few years ago, but that's fine. It was really good. So, Critical Thinking TV. I love rice and beans. I do too. I could actually go for a while on rice and beans. They have to be good. Like, I love Spanish rice, Cuban rice. I love Middle Eastern rice. I make different kinds of beans. There's a farm up in wine country in California that makes heirloom beans, and that's where I buy my pinto beans. I'll get you the information. It's called Rancho Gordo. I'll get you some information on that later. Uh, but they'll ship to you. They make all kinds of what are called heirloom beans, which are like the highest quality beans you can get. So yeah, beans and rice can be really good. I've heard that they're a perfect combination of protein and carbohydrate. Uh, what does this say? Inappropriate heifer, seriously envious right now. All I had was pizza. Well, that's your choice. Oh, I get it. Wow, I'm a little slow tonight. Shannon Egan's is shenanigans. Okay, well, I'm just going to call you shenanigans. Thanks for that. You got me. There it is. Here it is. Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Wow. You really got me on that one. Inappropriate heifer, rice and beans spiced properly. That is the whole point. That's the point. And I really like making pinto beans. There's basically two ways you can make pinto beans. You can make them, they're called pot beans. They're called frijoles de ola. I'm trying to think, eola. Basically, it means pot beans. And those are the ones that are, sometimes you get them, that's the whole bean. They're not mashed up and they're in kind of a liquid and they're cooked with onions and a little pork fat. And then you can do the thing where you refry them and you cook them with a bunch of spices and uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh, are you also watching Alex? Tina in the last 20 says, Mitch, here comes Alex. Okay, I'm just waiting for the door to ring. And then when I hear the doorbell, my uncle, Duchess Diana says, my uncle created his own bean, purple and white bean. That's crazy. So he was like a hybridist, as they would say. Yeah, Stana Rhymes with Donna says, Mark Headley does a great job describing the gold rice and beans in his book. I don't recall him mentioning anything about seasoning. Yeah, what I'm talking about happened after Mark and Claire left. But yeah, for sure. they used to kind of get away with murder, like finding ways of, dressing their beans and rice. I was amazed that they put up with that for so long. I was like, what are you guys doing? Uh, so here you go. Yeah. The inappropriate heifer agrees with that and says, yes, amazing. Okay, good. Thanks, Tina. Tina in the last 20 said, yeah, he just signed off. So he's going to be popping in here any second. And I just want to say before he gets here, you guys don't know this, but Alex was a tremendous help for me. I mean, he helped me. We did some content together. He helped me with my website. He helped me with some marketing stuff. I'm just going to embarrass him before he gets here. The kid's a genius, and he's super smart, and he's super giving. He's just kind of a really giving individual. Okay, we're going to stop talking about him. So this was called I'm sorry, I took that up. Duchess Diana, this was, yes, the meter bean. Huh, interesting. Does anybody know about that other than you? I mean, did it take off? Was it like a Whole Foods special? Yes, okay. Miss Amber Sunshine says, I've heard that too. Beans and rice, perfect protein. Yeah, apparently, you could sustain yourself indefinitely on beans and rice. I mean, what would really be nice if you could just have some salsa and some tortillas, I would be happy with that. I'm getting used to my new mic stand. My mic is sinking. I gotta just put it back up here. It's probably the beer. I'm not noticing it. Okay, what do we got here? Yes, Duchess Diana. Thank you for seconding that. He's a super nice guy. Okay, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hello, Miss Sunrise Dawn, and hi from North Georgia, everyone. Oh, nice to be in North Georgia. I really would like to. I have never been to Georgia. No, that's not true. I have been to Atlanta a couple times. I really like it there. Beautiful women, right? Sunrise Dawn in Atlanta is just like the word Dixie Peach is. It's a real thing. Critical Thinking TV wants to know: can we get the meter bean anywhere? Yeah, I want to know that too. And still waiting for Alex. Tina in the last 20 said, Alex is a warm, fuzzy blanket. Yes, he is. Where was this? Oh, yeah. And Inappropriate Heifer said, he's a sweet kid. I can't believe he's only 2 years older than my daughter. Yeah, I can't believe he's around the age of my 2 sons. So maybe that's why I like him so much even more. Okay. Duchess Diana says, I will look for it. It's a very pretty striped purple and white. Okay, that's the bean. I'm hungry now. It all sounds delicious. Yeah, I think this is just a trap that I set for myself, falling into the food thing, because now I'm going to have to do some food content. I'm not going to do it I'm not going to do it like live in the kitchen. I'll do like the thing with the salsa video where I make something, shoot a video, knock it down to 2 minutes, show it to you, and then we'll eat. I just got a message from Alex. He says he's coming now. I'm waiting him to show up for him to show up in the studio. Miss Sunrise Dawn. Alex is only 7 years older than my daughter. Still just a kid. Yeah, definitely. Duchess Diana says, Google royalty purple potted. And that's your dad did that, huh? Wow. That's crazy. Okay, so I got some guys coming in here now from Alex. From Alex's Buddha 29 hopping over from Alex's live. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That's really rude. Maestro. Oh, Maestro, you saw Maestro? I want to see it. I'm so happy they just dropped it on Netflix because I didn't get a screener for that. Okay. Critical Thinking TV says I would pay for a sub to your cooking videos. Nice, nice. Hey, look who's here. Yo, dude. We were just
For old fair game, my dear, for old fair
okay.
game. We'll take a golden rod or two for the sake of old fair game.
Nice.
Happy New Year, Mitch. What's the sitch, Mitch?
Happy New Year, Alex. Well, I'm eating my world famous homemade salsa, and you missed the video. I had played a video.
Oh, what did I miss?
That's okay. I'm going to play it again just for the hell of it. Here,
Do it.
watch this. Here we go. Everybody wants to see it again anyway.
Brussels sprouts, peppers.
Yeah, no, this is no. Those are tomatillos. You wouldn't know what those are, being in the UK.
No.
It's
Is this
gonna
you?
speed
Are
up.
you making this?
Yeah, it's going to speed up. Watch this.
What is that?
Yeah, hold on. It's going to go timeline. I mean, it's going to go high speed. There we go. So this is now take notes, guys. I saw it before. I put the recipe in my. Have you ever seen a tomatillo, Alex? Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay, this is like a strictly Mexican thing. It's kind of like a very hearty green tomato, except they're very meaty. They're not. They're very robust.
I'm
There's some
allergic to
habanero.
tomatoes.
Oh, this is not a tomato though. And then we've got some habanero, some onions, some pasilla peppers, some Anaheim peppers. We chop them all up. We throw in some garlic. We then prepare we cut all the tomatillos in half. We put them in the broiler. Are
It's
you
like my
getting this?
worst nightmare. I do not like spicy food.
Oh, no, you would like this. This would change your mind. This is not super spicy. It has just a little bit of heat, but it's flavorful. Then we put them
Just
in
like
there.
you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, thank you so much. You know me. Oh, there we go. We want to get some char on it. We want to burn them a little bit. See that? And then we want to get them in a. We want to get them in a blender. We want to get them all blended up with the chopped stuff that we did. You know, the peppers and the onions and the garlic and so forth. Then we want to boil it and then simmer it. We'll bring it to a boil, simmer it for about 10 minutes. Then it's done. And that's it. There you go. And then there's nothing left.
Oh, it's like a soup. You eat the soup.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. It's you don't eat. It's
a dip.
Yes. It's a dip. Like
Oh,
this.
nice.
See?
I feel like I needed the sound there. I needed the ASMR crunch.
Oh yeah. I don't know that I recorded that sound. And then I used it. I repurposed it to make some enchilada suizas, just to show the folks that it's a very versatile salsa to have around. You can turn it into a cream sauce and do all kinds of crazy shit with it. So
nice.
Cheers, Alex.
Cheers. Happy New Year.
What are you drinking? Is that a Guinness?
No, this is a Diet Coke. I know.
Did you put it in a pint glass? Is that in a pint glass?
It's a pint glass of
Oh,
Diet
yeah.
Coke
It looks like a Guinness.
with some vodka. What's 2023 like, Mitch? Because we're a year.
Hold on. Miss Sunrise Dawn said, you had me until you said onions. Oh, the roast sounds awesome. Now, you could make this without onions. But I'm telling you, the onions are so disguised in there, it's not a big deal. But Dawn, you could do this without onions. So, Alex, what is? Yeah, it's like you really feel it that we're in the past because it's next year for you.
You're so behind. I'm just ahead of the trend.
I know. Well, you know what they say. Here's what they say: when it's 2024 in London, it's 1956 in LA.
Well, look, I said on the live stream that I was just doing, 2023 was the year that you met me. And
that's true. And vice versa. It's a year that you met me.
And 2024 will be the year that you get more, because I'm just getting started. You know, I'm on war footing. I'm not fucking about. And
Right,
this
right.
is going to be the year that I think Scientology are going to really regret everything that they ever had any involvement with me. Last
Yeah,
time David
for a
Miscavige heard
fact.
of me, it was to send a film crew to film how great I was at book selling and promoting
Yeah,
Scientology.
exactly,
And now
exactly.
he hates me for doing the exact same thing, but in the opposite on the opposite side. So it's going to be a good year, I think.
I think so. I think so. Yeah, it's yeah. Um, yeah, for sure. Yeah, when Rachel Hastings showed up at the London org to
Yeah.
shoot an Ideal org video, she blew the doors open and said, "Where's this Alex cat? I
And
need to
she
video
calmed me
him."
down. The funniest thing was, like, I was so annoyed because I was like, look, you guys are getting in the way. I'm trying to sell books here, and you
Yeah,
showing up with your
yeah,
lights and your dolly and your cameras. I'm like, great, film it. But like, you know, how am I meant to sell a book when there's like it's obviously a film set? And I
right,
was really annoyed.
right.
And basically, Rachel was the one that sat me down and said, look, Alex, I know it's annoying. I know you're really annoyed. However, look, if you can just help me by just getting the shot that we need, 10 minutes, fill the place up, let's get it done, and then we'll be out of your way. And it'll be fine. That's all we need. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, let's just do that.
Yeah, and how could you say no to Rachel? She's
Yeah.
so sweet. Hey, yesterday I went with her at 10 in the morning. We went to see a screening of a film she shot that is just going to start being out to
Wow.
festivals. So she did a great job. She's so talented. I'm so proud of her. Because yeah, she didn't just leave the Sea Org. She left the Sea Org as an incredibly talented person. She went into the Sea Org as a talented person, and she left as an even more talented person. So
Yeah.
okay, here's one. Hey, here's a comment for you, Alex.
I like that.
Leslie Bishop says, Alex is a new title, NFA, and not fucking around. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Apostate Alex, NFA.
I like that. Initials after my name.
Yeah, no, they're important. They're important. Everybody needs it, like a moniker, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a new aristocratic moniker in your part of
There
the
we
world.
go.
So how was your stream? What were you streaming about? What were you doing?
Yeah, it was good. I just did a quick live stream. I said Happy New Year, and Mark Fisher joined, and Jeff from PTS for Life joined and said hello. We just talked a
Nice.
little bit about 2023, and they both said Happy New Year and to pass on their wishes to you and say hello. And we
Great.
just had a little bit of a reflection period and a looking forward to the coming year. And you know, just how amazing it is. You know, a year ago today, I never thought I was going to start a channel or whatever. I never would have met any of you guys. And
Right.
you know, the friendships that I formed, and you know, the people that I've met, and you know, I never would have expected that a year ago today. And I can only imagine what 2024 has got in store for us.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty amazing. Yeah, I mean, I started last July. You were one of the first people
February. I started February.
Yeah, yeah. Is that right? It was February?
Yeah.
That's when I started writing a book.
Wow.
It might have actually been March. I found one of my first documents and it was from March. I know. I didn't fuck around. I didn't spend a lot of time doing it. I threatened to read some reviews off of Amazon. I was asking in the chat earlier if they thought that was
Have you got some juicy ones?
Yeah, I got some ones because I put up a really shitty ebook, a Kindle, and I got some. This thing is fucking unreadable, man. The only bad reviews that I got were let me just get this up here.
You know what I love? On Amazon the other day, I bought like a new light bulb, right? And the reviews were hilarious. It was like, this really lit up my life. You know, this is such a lit product. You know,
nice.
If you this really turned me on, I'd recommend. It really illuminated the way
my
forward.
God.
Honestly, they were hilarious. I loved it.
So everybody turned it into a pun. They were a little bit more serious with my. I got one really toxic Here, I'll show you. Let me see if I can do this. I got one really toxic one. You could tell it was like must be an OSA person because they're like, this book sucks. It's just full of BS. Like that was it. That was it. There was like nothing else. And that was with the exception of the people remarking on the Kindle. Uh, Let me see how if I can still do this after a half a beer. Present, share screen, Amazon. Okay, here we go. So here we go. Yeah, so I got these. You see this, the Kindle one?
Yeah.
There's one reviews. It says, but who cares about that? This person said, this was really good. Like most who may be in this review section, I am deep in my rabbit hole of Scientology curiosity, have read a handful of memoirs now from ex-members ranging from the leader's niece, leader's father. Oh, this is a new one. I haven't seen this one. And other high-ranking members. However, Mitch's book has introduced us to another layer of involvement from the hired pro side of things in the church, but not a Sea Org member, but predominantly working alongside Sea Org members and the leader.
Oh wait,
David
were you not a SEAL member, Mitch? Oh, that means you don't. Your opinion doesn't count.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that, but will you please like subscribe and give me super chats anyway, so I can pay? Yeah, I know. It's
I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
yeah, I know, but I'm over that. We're not gonna. We don't do that anymore, Alex. I'm over.
I know.
it.
Sorry, I just thought it would be fun.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Carry on, carry on.
We're still in 2023, so just we're gonna cut you some slack. So it says, but okay, then it says Mitch gives the reader his whole story, which I absolutely appreciate. To understand how so many people get involved with this group truly requires the background of what got them involved in the first place and what held them in for so long. Mitch's POV holds unique. By the way, this was a $5 review that it has cost me. No, just kidding. Mitch's POV holds.
You paid for it, oh right.
Yeah, I paid for these. Are all from India. They're from like a sweatshop in India. They're cranking out reviews for me. No one may really understand DM's mind. Mitch's perspective adds another look into his facade we hear so much about, and how over time the veil began to drop further and further. As a mental health advocate, the end of Mitch's story hits close to the heart. Thank you, Mitch, for your vulnerability, sharing that story. Your book has contributed to an ever-growing wave of disillusionment among society with this high control group. There's a little, geez, this is a long review.
That's a long one.
Yeah, it said horrific stories, abuse leading to questions of the IRS exemption. But most importantly, your book will inspire bravery in others to stand up for themselves, for what is best for them. Whether it is inspiring a Sea Org member to escape, not a big chance Sea Org members are going to be reading my book, or helping someone with depression, anxiety, realize there's light at the end for each and better days ahead. I would also like to mention I appreciate the explanations of Scientology terms and obscure beliefs. I love a book I can hand to someone who knows nothing about the group and can still gain a full understanding of the dynamics while not detracting them from Mitch's journey. Wow.
I love that.
And yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good. Thank you all for your patience in letting me read that. Yeah, so one of the things I didn't want to write a book with footnotes or a glossary. I wanted everything to be defined in place. I wanted it to be mainstream so anybody could read it and relate as though they were reading a genuine, like a kind of a shared emotional, authentic human experience. It wouldn't matter if they'd never been in a cult or knew nothing about it. Everybody's gone through some shit, and I that was my goal, and it's apparently it's worked because I've gotten a bunch of I've gotten a bunch of really.
I just shared my screen with what I think is the best review of your book. If you want to add it to the stream,
yeah, hold on. Well, can I give you the worst one first?
Well, I think it's the worst, but also the best.
Okay. Well, this one says impossible to read. This is the Kindle. Unlike any Kindle book I've ever bought, the font is tiny. Blah blah blah. Somebody else posted, "Hey, look, guys." Okay, hold on. Let me get your screen.
This one to the stream.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. This one here.
This one, a typo-ridden, unreadable atrocity.
Yeah, I know. That was the Kindle edition. It really did.
That's obviously an OSA rage. Like that's Scientology wouldn't, an unreadable atrocity.
Yeah, I know. That's definitely them. Yeah, they really exploited the fact that for about a week I had this horrible Kindle. I had whatever. The file was all screwed up. Somebody else posted, "Hey, look, I bought the Kindle book and it's great now." So that was really
You
nice.
sorted that problem out, right?
Yeah. That's totally sorted out. Let me see. What else do I have here? Let me just I'll go through a couple of more, and that'll satisfy my narcissism. This was from, I don't see the name here, but I finished the paperback today and was thoroughly swept up with the insights only Mitch Brisker can bring. You see that? I fooled some people, Alex. They haven't realized that my perspective is unqualified. If you want to read a book about the slippery slope into a false belief and a wonderful yet trying pathway out of a controlling group, read this incredible story. Here's another one from John Q, 5 stars. So this is a very well-written book. I need to send that to all my English teachers who flunked me. This is a very well-written book. It is really filled with a lot of behind-the-scene activity and was entertaining to read. People, are you paying attention? Here's another one. The author is a great storyteller, a realistic and heartfelt account of his life and losses in this modern-day cult. I'm just going to read one last one. This one's good. Maybe I'll read two. Whilst, this is from your part of the world, Alex. Did you write this?
I didn't. It's not me.
It says whilst. I guess that could also be Australia. No, don't they say whilst in Australia?
It says UK.
Oh yeah, you're right. It says UK. I wasn't paying attention there. Whilst hard to put down, I also found it hard to read on account of the sheer volume of surreal moments that are frankly hard to imagine anyone putting up with for any reason. Or maybe I just wish the cult didn't exist. It didn't exist anymore, and this book confirmed that it is sadly alive and well. If you are wondering why these sorts of control group cults manage to survive in 2023, this will give you a good insight. In any event, I applaud Mitch for writing this book so soon after escaping. It usually takes years before anyone can start putting the pieces together and reflecting on their abuse with such clarity. He is a brave man, if nothing else. I really appreciate that. And there's one last one. Yeah, I mean, I decided to write a book while I was in the ambulance on the way to the hospital instead of years later.
Inappropriate Heifer just left a great comment. She said, "Can I just leave a review saying the author is hot?"
Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. You can. Oh my God. So she's amazing. Okay, so wait a minute.
I'm so impressed. I'm so proud and so happy to firstly have met you in 2023, but secondly to see the fact that you're releasing this book and all the press that you've got, and it's huge. And I'm really humbled to know that you're here doing this and you're helping people get out, and I can't wait to see what's in store in light of your book launch in the coming year.
I know. Yeah, Alex, I have to tell everybody had a great idea. He had a great idea for me to do a book launch at a local independent bookstore, which is, I hadn't thought of it. It's a fantastic idea. I haven't told you, Alex, but I've written to a number of really good independent bookstores in my area, and they're a little slow to get back. Anyway, I can't find this, so I'm just going to stop sharing this, get back with you all. So yeah, but somebody said they sat down to read it and it was so engaging that they stayed up all night and finished the book. And that was such an amazing review. So satisfying. You put so much work into something like this. And when it's done, you're pretty sure that it sucks. Right? So it's really good to hear from people. I mean, anyway, I didn't really think it sucked. Hey, Renee. Yes. Okay. This is my favorite Amazon. It says Renee B. This is on Amazon. Mitch is a bit of sexy. Thank you. For an old guy. Do I have, Duchess Diana said, I think his gal fan club is all on he tonight, pajama party. Yeah, by the way, I threatened, thank you very much. I have a gal fan club. Hey, listen, so Alex, I threatened that we're going to have a pajama party earlier. So
I'm down for that. I would love that. But I do want to say, if you want to bring my screen up that I shared, for those of you who do want to support
Oh, wait,
Mitch
hold on.
and
Hold on.
part
There
of
it is.
the fan club, you know, obviously buying the book is a great way of doing so. But if you go to mitchbrisker.com, you can, you know, support his channel with merch. You know, there's mugs, there's t-shirts and tote bags and so on. But if you want your own very special piece of Mitch Brisker in your home, you can go on and you can get a signed copy of his book, Scientology Big Lie: How I Made an Evil Cult Look
Yeah,
Good.
hardback.
You can get a hard back from Mitch.
Yeah.
He'll send you a hard one in the post, and you know he'll sign it
Yeah.
with a
So if you
special
want,
message for you.
if
And
you
that's
want
a
a
really good way if you want to be a part of the fan club. If you
Yeah.
want to support his channel, order you know, this, and Mitch will give you a hard one.
Yeah, I'll send a hard one with my signature on it. I'll sign the hard one, which is
But yes,
inappropriate.
mitchbrisker.com. Go and show
Yeah.
the love.
Thank you, Alex. Inappropriate Heifer is calling for a naked sleepover, which is, you know, we'll see. We'll see.
There won't be much sleeping involved.
Yeah, I don't think so. Duchess Diana says we're helping him ring in the new year. We wanted to be here. Yeah, and I so appreciate it. My followers are about quality. They're not about quantity. I don't look at the number and think, well, you know, I only have barely 4,500 followers, but because they're amazing people, it's like, who cares if there isn't a ton? Okay, so Shelly says she would love to have a hard one through the post. I'll just sign up, go to my website, sign up, and I will make sure you get one. And if you want, when you buy the book, you can send me a little note. If there's something in it you want me to put in there, like, you know, whatever it is, I'll sign it.
So
Don't
many
just say it.
comments that are not appropriate for YouTube.
I know.
I want to say right now.
I can't. Yeah. Can I get one of his sweaters or a scarf with his cologne? Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. I don't really wear. I do have some cologne. Maybe I should dribble. I have some really Italian
What
aftershave.
cologne do you wear?
I'm embarrassed to say I'm not really a cologne person. Probably.
God, what is it?
It's an Italian. I can't think of the name of it. It's not really a cologne. It's an aftershave.
Does Dave Miscavige wear aftershave? No, because it's against policy.
No. Absolutely not. You know,
Yeah.
I've always pointed out, and you know this very well, Alex, that Scientologists are so, especially the hardcore, they're very fragile people. For people that are supposed to be able to, you know, have been brought into this realm where, as L. Ron Hubbard describes it, nothing can ever strike you down. You can take them out with some cheap perfume.
Ha!
So I actually have this. What is it called? I'm trying to think. It's Italian. It's an Italian shave brand of, you know, shaving products, and it's actually been around since the 40s. It's not expensive. It feels amazing. Like I think the last person I was dating, you know, would come over and just splash the stuff on herself because she loved how it smelled. Literally, no, because it's a really neat scent. Yeah, what Dave smells like? He smells like booze cover up.
Does he actually?
Yeah, I would. Well, not always, but there were many times when I'm like, I'm getting like a lot of smoke because he always smelled like smoke because, you know, he's constantly doing the camels, smoking indoors, and sort of mouthwash, right? Like, where are you going, Alex? Hey, dude, where are you going?
I'm here. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No, but I could smell
Mouthwash.
I could smell the mouthwash and then, you know, you sort of block out the fact, like, is this guy drinking? But then when I heard Tom DeValk talk about, you know, he used to drink with him because I spent a lot of time alone in his office with him and he never pulled out a drink or offered me
Oh
a
no.
drink. No, I think that was something he really reserved for his, like, you know, his Seaward cronies. No, it's not Old Spice, Leslie Bishop. Old Spice is not Italian. This one's Italian. It's called, oh God, I'll think of the name of it. It's a really good. I should be an influencer for them because you know, I have some. What the hell is the name of this stuff?
You'll remember it.
Yeah, I will. It'll come back.
Wow. Joni Cummings.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, it's called, here it is right here. Yeah, I found it. It's this is what it is. Joni Cummings, what about Joni Cummings?
She just did a super chat for you.
Oh, Joni, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let me grab that. Joni Cummings, one of my really great subscribers. She's been with
Joni
me
Cummings is
and
awesome.
yeah, and she's been really loyal and she didn't listen to any of the bullshit about me or didn't care that I got a little toxic about some other people because they pissed me off so bad. So I really appreciate that. Let me just show you this real quick. This is
Free Zone Bone Phone, aka CO Bilf. Apostate Alex is spicy and addictive. Well, thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah, yeah. And by the way, Alex, I've gotten him to promise that he's not going to add one more syllable onto his handle. Well, he's like done. Like that's it. I just call him bone phone because I think that sounds the best. Okay, this is the stuff that I was talking about. The name of the can you see this?
I
The
can.
name of the company is Parasso, and they make great stuff. They've been doing it since before. This is the stuff I'm talking about. This Parasso
I
aftershave
feel
lotion.
like I need to introduce you to some aftershave brands.
Yeah, why? Because you think I need help in that area? Is that
Well, I don't know what you smell like, but $14 for aftershave.
no, 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 no. The stuff is a miracle. I'm telling you, it doesn't smell like for it to get it. I'm going to send you a bottle of it from Amazon. The thing is, like, if it was $150, you would think, wow, it's cheap at $150. It just smells so good, and I have very refined taste. I mean, I'm not a cheap person. I'm broke, but I'm not cheap. There's a big difference. But yeah, I know. I mean, I was trying to explain that before. Yeah, I remember I said it's cheap. It's only like $14 for a little bottle, but it
Mm.
is really good. It's really good stuff. Uh, and it's kind of this company that knows that most, any kind of like beauty products, whether they're for men or grooming products for men or beauty products for women, are, sold at about a 5,000% markup.
Hmm.
And these guys know it. If you went and looked at their marketing, if you went and looked at their website, Alex, and look at their videos and how they brand themselves, you'd be really impressed. I think you would. I don't know. You're not easily impressed. Uh,
I'm impressed by you, Mitch.
hey, thanks, Alex. Duchess Diana Mitch, long on a bear rug in front of the fireplace, red wine and his book. Cool. Shoot us a shot. We want to see that. Do like a little selfie.
Mitch,
You want?
when are you going to come to the UK to do your UK book tour?
Hopefully this year I'll get over there. I have a nephew who's British. There's a British part of my family. He was born in L.A. and my brother was a fashion photographer. He's a hairdresser. I think I told you about him. He's a celebrity hairdresser in the fashion world.
Did he do your
He's
hair?
yeah. He's been doing my no. He lives in England.
I can
I
tell.
don't. I barely see him once a year. He's a great guy. His name's Hallie Brisker. If you want to look him up on, if you want to follow him on Instagram, he's got about 35,000 followers.
Wow.
Yeah, he's kind of a major dude. Uh, and I do need to get over and see him. He's got
What
a
about
couple
me,
of
Mitch?
well, no, but obviously I have to, come on, don't be like that. Alex, don't be needy. I need to come over there to see you, but I don't. Oh, I dropped my mouse. You made me drop my mouse.
You're just dropping everything. You're losing your shit. You just can't handle it.
No, I can't. When you said
Ah,
see you, but hold on a second.
there's a good question here from Renee.
Yeah. Yeah, help me out here because I'm like looking for shit on the internet.
Renee B says, question, just curious. Do creators know the age and sex of their followers? Reese always says she has very few male followers. And yes, the answer to that is yes. So YouTube give us as creators demographics, and they're not, I did a poll on my community page recently because I wanted to know how many people are former Scientologists or current or not never ever been in Scientology. So they don't give us that sort of information without doing a poll. But in terms of average gender statistics, so we can as creators see watch time, how much people, percentage of the video people watched, and all of that, language. And so for me, geography. So for me, 54% of my viewers are US, 15.8% UK, and then Canada, Australia, Germany. And in terms of age and gender, yes. So for me, 69.2% of my viewers are female, 30.7% are male. And then age group, my largest, so 23%, 45 to 54 years old, and then 32%, 55 to 64, and 23%, 65 plus. So it gives us brackets to give us a
that's
general.
me. That's me. I'm one of your older.
Which what 55 to 64 or 65 plus?
No. I'm a little older than that, but I'm just saying I'm one of your older subscribers.
You don't look it though.
Yeah, I know. I'm like the portrait of Dorian Gray. There's a picture somewhere in a closet aging of me, or there's a body tied up somewhere that's slowly getting older. Well, I'm not. My mother had incredible genes. It's an Eastern European thing. My mother was from Romania, and Romanians are like, they have some vampire blood and they don't age, and so because Count Dracula was from Romania.
But yeah, so in answer to your question, Renee, yes, we can see the age and sex. So
I'm trying to think. Let me see. Walk me through it real quick. I know where to get them.
If you go to your YouTube studio, and then go to analytics on the left.
Yeah, because I think comparing ours would be really interesting.
And Shelley, Mitch, you look good, darling. Shelley's right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Shelley. I appreciate that. So now we're at analytics,
and then go. You see at the top it says overview, content. Click on the audience tab. Audience.
Yeah, I got it. Okay,
so and then if you
so
scroll down, it will give you age and gender on the left hand side.
yeah, and here it is, age and gender. So what are you, female to male? What's your ratio? Do you remember?
Female, I've just changed it, so it's the lifetime 67.3%, and male 32.7.
I'm 61.3 female and 38.5
so
male.
You're attracting more men than me, but we're both attracting more women than men. And what about your age brackets?
Okay. 18 to 24, 1.8%. That's the prime age. No, 25 to 34, 9%.
That's more than me, considering I'm 28, right, years old.
You're the same age as my son, whose name is Alex. Do you know that?
There's so much I could say about that. Your son is called Alex, and you're his daddy.
I am his daddy, and I'm your daddy. Okay.
So I'm 28 years old, and I only attract 25 to 34 years, 6.3%. So you attract more people of my age group.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, 9.6%.
Yeah.
That's because I stopped maturing when I was about 15 years old. Okay, 35 to 44, 11%. 45 to 54.
13.8 for me.
Yeah. Okay, that's a really good demographic. 45 to 54. I'm at 19.9%.
Oh, 23.2.
Yeah, and my biggest is 55 to 64, which is 31.4%.
Me too, 32.4.
Yeah, and then 65 plus, I'm at 25.6.
Oh, 23.4. Interesting.
Yeah. And so then I'm United States 62%, Canada 4.4, United Kingdom 4.2, Australia 2.4, and Germany 1.4. How many Germans?
Well, you're a celebrity in Germany.
I know, they love me in Germany. I'm still trying to negotiate a date with that presenter because she.
Oh my God! Don't. No, we can't. We can't
talk about her. That was amazing.
Duchess Diana, Alex, you need to back up, please, and read the comments for Mitch. What comments have we missed? Inappropriate Heifer said 69 is a good percentage.
Yeah.
Duchess Diana said you can warm him up for me.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
Renee said, thanks, Alex. I find stats fascinating. Shelley, Alex, you're a cute. Oh, bring that one up on the screen. I want that.
Which one?
That, the one from Shelley. Two under Duchess Diana. Alex, you're no.
Mitch, you look great, darling. That one?
Yeah, no, not that one. The other one. The one that's
Earlier
about
or
me.
later? Earlier or later?
Later. So there's two. Shelley says welcome, and then Duchess Diana 2, and then Shelley.
Okay, I got it.
There we go.
Alex, yeah, Shelley. Shelley says, Alex, you're a cutie as well. Sorry, it didn't mean to leave you out.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
no, I mean, but Alex, come
oh,
on, you're so endowed with this glowing, youthful beauty. Oh, I should get my cowboy hat. I have,
yeehaw.
I have like a 10X Beaver Stetson that was custom made for me from some
This hat,
job I did for an agency in Austin years ago. So they had this real Stetson made for me, but it's a rich cattleman's hat. So it's the light tan. There's a whole coded thing about cowboy hats, about how they're blocked and what color they are. And it's like,
wow.
it's insane.
This isn't a Stetson, but it is hand. I went when I went to Atlanta last year. My treat to myself was a custom made cowboy hat, and it
Oh,
was
nice.
made to fit
That's
me and
a
all
good
of that.
looking hat. That's a good
Acknowledge
looking hat.
it. Thanks.
I wish I
Uh,
had a black one. I have a dress one, so mine's like,
Francis Noble, my son is Alex and 28. Lol. Wow.
yeah. So what's
What
the
a
deal with
coincidence.
Oh well. Duchess Diana says Alex is a total cutie, but unfortunately far too young for me. But totally cute. Yep. This
Age
is a
is not a
fact.
number.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm single and ready to
A-
mingle, Mitch.
Alex,
Just saying.
yeah, you ready to mingle in 2024?
Only if it's with you, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm coming over. Alex, you are so smart. That's amazing. Yeah. So let me see. What do we got here? Uh okay, so
Free,
we got a
free
reaction.
phone. Yeah, go on.
We got a reaction on a Shelley. Hey, you guys that came over here from Alex's stream, please, I'm thanking you in advance for subscribing.
Yeah. Press the like button, press the comment button, share, subscribe, show Mitch
Yeah,
some of that
buy my book.
2024 love.
Buy my book. Leave a. Okay, Bone Phone says, Alex, you can pull out your 6-gun rope and right. Okay, we're gonna go
Well,
on.
I have a 6-pack, right? And it's so important to me. And I take such good care of it that I protect it with a layer of fat because,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's in the oven. It's under there. It's definitely under there. Okay, so but he said 6-gun, not 6-pack. But shenanigans. Thanks, Mitch and Alex, for being a positive additions to SBTV.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we try to be.
That's the thing I was saying on my stream earlier. Like, I started my channel in February. I first shared my story in December. And so I never in a million years thought I'd start a channel. And then by February, I'd started the channel. And
Right.
then where we're at now, so I've met so many amazing people and made some great friends. And, some people like yourself, more than friends. And it's just for me, it's just I never in a million years would have thought I'd made these connections and for you lovers that I never would have thought I'd meet. And it's just such a kind, welcoming, lovely, supportive community that I didn't even know I was missing a year ago today. And what a huge transformation in the year. I literally can't even imagine what the next year has got to bring,
Oh, I know. It's going to be amazing. Shenanigans said, Atlanta. I'm not sure why she said that.
I love Atlanta. It's because where I bought my hat.
Oh, yeah, I get it. She's exclaiming about Atlanta. Shelley says, Alex, do you like older ladies? Wink. I look how sexy her eye is there. Is that really you, Shelley, or did you? I hope that's your eye because that is really, look at that. That is. Like,
I prefer the term experienced than older.
Okay, good. Very, very well played. Very well played.
There we go.
Inappropriate Heifer wants to know, Alex, do you need an American cougar?
Well, I would like to move to America this year or next year.
So you're invited, Duchess Diana wants you to know that you're invited to the slumber
Only
party.
if we can wear pink.
We can, absolutely.
Amazing.
Actually, I think we should all wear pink.
Yeah.
Shelley at the Inappropriate Heifer, America's full of cougars. I think that's a fact.
Yeah.
She's changing, and Inappropriate Heifer is changing her where is it? She's changing her
Oh,
handle
that's good. Oh.
to wait, no, where is it? I now I can't find it. Have I said lately how much I hate StreamYard?
Aha!
It is so like I'm never going to be a sponsor from StreamYard because I can't say enough about how much their platform really is not
Yeah, there's
great.
pros and cons.
Yeah.
Renee B, Alex, I thought you and Ash were going to do a video dating thing. Yes, so a little bit of an update
Yeah,
on that.
what happened with that?
Yeah, so 2D or not 2D was the name of it. I thought
Right,
it was quite funny,
right.
but it was very much Ash's project, and I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, yeah, cool, let's go for it. But you know, I'm not gonna push for it because it
Mm.
was her thing to do for me, and it'd be weird if I'm like, yeah, let's. So, you know, it took a bit of a back seat because a bunch of things happened in the SPTV community, and we were like, it's not the right time, so we paused it, and we were going to bring it back. And everyone who submitted a video submission, we do have them all, and the plan is to do it at some point.
Mm.
But you know, when the time is right, and also it's Ash's thing, so you know,
It's actually what?
it's Ash's thing. Ashley is the
Oh,
one
yeah,
that's
no, I get it. It's Ashes. Yeah, I haven't seen you guys haven't done much lately.
yeah, so we were doing a weekly show, then it went back to monthly. And yeah, we're gonna release a new one very
Yeah, I
soon.
like her a lot. I
Ash is
really like
great.
her. You guys, it's kind of a crossover thing.
Yeah.
It's 2 different spaces, and it really worked. It was a great crossover thing. I don't think they
I
all work.
I was watching your stream the other day where you're talking about Charles Manson, and I
Mm.
texted her and I said, you need to interview Mitch because she loves like conspiracy theories and you know, cult leaders and murderers and all of that. And I said, Mitch is this really cool guy. He did all the Super Bowl ads and all of that. And also turns out he is, you know, knows a lot about the Charlie Manson thing and was there at the time. And basically she said, damn, I would love to talk to this guy. So you should,
Okay, great.
I'll hook you up.
Yeah, yeah, cool. But also, I'm gonna start doing some after I did the Charlie Manson thing, I remembered, I'm a total, I hate to use the word buff because I'm obsessed with film history. I'm obsessed with art history, but especially film history. And having grown up in LA and having grown up in Laurel Canyon, where there were all kinds of murders and weird crimes, and I read about this stuff, starting as a teenager into adulthood through film school. And I'm going to start doing some content on some of these, starting back with the Fatty Arbuckle murder when he like put a Coke bottle up a young starlet in a way that caused her to bleed to death. There's a bunch of really fascinating stories that some of them were in my neighborhood. Like when I moved in as a kid, I heard about them. I'm trying to think of his name, Ramon Navarro, who was a gay man who played a romantic hero. He was like Valentino. Remember Rudolph Valentino?
Mm.
And Ramon Navarro was like murdered in Laurel Canyon for $50 by a couple of kids who were just needed a bunch of stuff. It's really good content, and I kind of just going to lean away from Scientology a bit, and I might even change my if it's not already taken, I might just rebrand my channel as Growing Up in Hollywood. So
I love that. It'd be so
yeah,
fascinating.
yeah, and oh, here we go. Shelly says, "Yes, that's really me, Mitch." Well, I have to tell you, Shelly, I'm already have a crush on your right eye. So if I don't know if that's a start or not, but I definitely have a crush on your right eye, and I love black and white photography. So
Free Zone Bone Phone, aka Serial Bilf. Alex, if you seriously want to move to America, you can hit me up for a sham marriage.
yeah, so you can get a green card. He's
Well,
offering you a green card, dude.
email me. I mean, I can't publicly on a live stream say that I want to marry someone to get a green card because then I
No,
wouldn't get
you
the green
can't.
card. That's illegal. But if CO Bilf, you are genuinely interested in a romantic endeavor and would like to engage in that, and that perhaps may one day evolve into a marriage that coincidentally would result in me perhaps getting a green card that would be a lovely added benefit, but not the reason for us getting married.
Right, of course
Email me.
not. Of course not. Yeah, okay, good. God, I'm this is great. The things that happen on New Year's Eve. Okay, so and then Stana Rhymes says, I'm a cougar. My husband is younger. I don't know that if that qualifies you, but I think, we'll go with it. But I think there's a little bit more to it because I think once you're married, you're not, I think a cougar, you have to be on the hunt. While you're on the hunt,
No, it
hunting
doesn't.
young.
Cougar just means a lady who likes younger men, I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, yeah, no, but that really hunts them down, like as in pursues them, right? Because I think this whole age differential thing. I mean, I was, the love of my life who died when I was a kid, in my early 20s. She was a couple years older than me. My former wife was like 12 years younger than me. It kind of depends on the person. Like, I'm not, the last person I was seriously dating for only, fortunately, a short period of time was half my age. That didn't work out, but not because of that, because they were a psychopathic narcissist.
Yeah.
Which
Like
it's just
you are older than my father, but that doesn't mean we can't be, life partners.
yes, that's right. Partners for life.
Uh,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, so inappropriate effort says, I have a couple of pink and pointy things. What
I
is
don't
that
even
in
want to know.
reference to? No, I don't. Uh okay, finally somebody has a question. Alex, finally. Question. I've seen some comments. Apparently the ladies want a Burt Reynolds furry rug picture of Mitch. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll get to work on that. I have my the what do you call it, the sound for it here, the blanket for it. I bought a really cheap shag rug which is on the floor for sound reasons. I got like this $15 rug off of Amazon and it would work. I think it would work. It's kind of a shaggy thing. uh Wait, what is this? We missed
Yeah,
this.
I'm trying to find. I don't know what the look, Duchess Diana. Put the comment again. I don't know if I've found the right one. Put the comment again. We'll share it.
About the
I don't know. She's saying that we've missed.
I'm
some
looking.
comments,
I'm looking.
but today she wants us to scroll back up. Duchess Diana.
I am. I just
put the
don't see
comment
it.
again, and we'll bring it up.
Yeah,
We'll
which
bring it up.
comment am I
Yeah.
looking for?
I think it's gone. It's scroll up.
Yeah.
But look, Duchess Diana, post it again, and we'll bring it up.
Yeah, exactly. Just put it on
Inappropriate
there
heifer.
again.
Well, it's a lot of chat and hard to keep up with. Give them grace. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of comments, and if we
Yeah,
bring up
and they're
every
all over
single
the
comment,
place.
we'll be here for hours and hours. But
Yeah.
Renee B says, Mitch, I heard Chris Farley. I don't know who Chris Farley was.
He's a comedian who passed away. He's a very large person.
Okay, well, Renee said, Mitch, I heard Chris Farley was considering the Fatty Arbuckle story before he died. It's a story.
Oh, really? Interesting. When I was a very small child, when I was born for the first few years of my life, we lived in San Francisco, and the district attorney the lawyer who prosecuted Fatty Arbuckle lived upstairs from us. So anyway, there it is. Chris Farley's considered. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know the story. I'm sure Renee B does, but it's okay. Hold on.
Is it
Yeah.
Stana rhymes with Donna says, well, hold on. Firstly, Stana rhymes with Donna. So what is it? Stonna rhymes with Donna. Alex, you are so cute. You are making Mitch blush. No. Am I making you blush, Mitch?
You have a couple of times. But I'm trying to think. I got Duchess Diana says, okay, hold the horses. I think we should let the never married women step up for us. That would be me. And I am super kind, teach children. Yeah, okay. So the married women and the rest who, you got to let the unmarried women step forward here and have their first, they need their go at Alex. Now here's an interesting one. Wow, this is bizarre. Oh, 3% on Bone Phone says, I lost my virginity to a 47-year-old. We got kicked out of a taxi. Later learned she worked with my friend's dad, and it was weird. Wow, that's like sometimes coincidences.
That reminds me of one of my ex-girlfriends that I haven't talked about on stream, and I'm kind of saving it for the story in my book. But essentially, my ex-girlfriend, the girlfriend I had when I was on staff in Scientology, she we were teenagers. She was 19 or something, and she cheated on me, and it was like the worst, most horrible thing ever. But she was 19, and she cheated on me with her driving instructor, who was 42. Which I thought was horrible. But it turns out after we broke up, she got married to him and has had a baby, and she's happily ever after. And so, as much as I think that's a really horrible thing, a driving instructor 42, sleeping with one of his students who is age 19, very, very bad. But ultimately, they seem happy and they've got a new life, and all the power to them. But bad, right?
Right. I had a similar experience to that.
What, did you sleep with your driving instructor?
No, having somebody break up with you and then instantly ending up with somebody that they'd already been with, and then 2 months later having a baby, and then usually it doesn't work out well. Because when people who create chaos in other people's lives, usually are creating a lot of chaos in their own lives, and
because they're suppressive people.
That's right. They're just antisocial personalities.
Yes.
Alex, I showed a video today that I did, an anti-psychiatry video that I did for the Scientology TV network. And I think I'm going to take some more of those videos down and kind of show them.
I would love to do a breakdown. You know how I mentioned before that you played a massive part in me joining Scientology because all the
I know, you're welcome. I know.
No, honestly, it's not a par or whatever. I think it would be actually quite interesting to do a video where I play the specific videos that for me were quite impactful and then dissect them with you. Because, for example, there's one of them, and I still remember word for word, the "you" advert. You are not your name. You're not your job.
Oh, yeah.
The clothes you live in, or the neighborhood you live in, or the clothes you wear. You are a spirit that will never die, and no matter how beaten down, you will rise again. Like, I remember all of the words, like word for word.
I did that. Yeah, I did that originally for the public information displays. It was originally for a kind of promotional video. It's the one that had the little girl running on the hilltop.
Yeah.
Right?
And
she's running.
We're all looking for it.
Yeah.
The search. And then, like, honestly, there's several videos that were like, for me, hit home. I would love to do like a dissection of those because it would be really funny. I'd be like, Mitch, this one for me was huge. And I was like, oh my God, I want to be that person.
Yeah, no,
and you'll be like, oh yeah. So in that particular scene, that girl hadn't eaten in 3 days and she was in the hole. And
no. Those
were fascinating to like dissect. It
would be good to talk about the production. I mean, a lot of by the time we were doing those, the one that you just mentioned, we weren't using very many staff.
Yeah,
we were past that whole thing. But and then of course when Val just escaped in the trunk of an actor's car, and then it was kind of like, should we even be who do we bring up next? So it's just like crazy.
I remember the words that I remember it now. You are not your name. You're not your job. You're not the clothes you wear, or the neighborhood you live in. You're not your fears, your failures, or your past. You are a spirit.
Yeah.
You are creativity. You're the shine never again. Oh yeah, if I think about it, I can remember all of the words.
I'm really impressed. I can remember the whole orientation speech. The one that
blow your brains off.
Yeah. Yeah. You could stand up right now and walk out of this room and never mention Scientology again. You can do that. It would be stupid, but you can do it. Or
you could be even more stupid and
you could also jump off a bridge or blow out your brains. But if you decide to stay in Scientology, you'll be
even more stupid.
We will be happy with you, and you will be happy with you, because you will have shown that you are a friend of yours. Oh my God. I can't believe I remember that. Sorry, people. So Yeah. Okay. So Shitley says, sounds like a good
Wow.
plot to a porn movie. Yeah, it could be. It could be. This is from Donna Riahi. Happy New
Happy
Year's,
New
Alex
Year's.
and Mitch. Now this is Renee B says, Mitch, so curious you met someone who knew about Fatty Arbuckle. Well, I mean, I first became aware of Fatty Arbuckle when I read Kenneth Anger's book, Hollywood Babylon, which I recommend everybody read it. It's still in print, and I mentioned it to my father, and he was, "Oh yeah, we lived downstairs from the guy who prosecuted the case." Uh, da, 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 da. Yeah, so Inappropriate Heifer says, "Oh, that sounds sad that you can recite that." LOL. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is because that film was a nightmare to shoot. And then we reshot it after Larry left and spoke out. And then Miscavige said to me, "Well, since we're going to reshoot it, let's take those lines out because those lines have just become a freaking joke." And then we reshot it without a guy on camera. We just used a British guy with a
Yeah.
British accent.
I think when I first joined, they played me the original one.
Did
And
they
then I
really?
think the second time I joined staff is when you've done the new one.
Do you know? Do you know how? Let me find that. How difficult it was just to test the blue color of his suit. We must have shot tests every day for a month to come up with that because Miscavige was so picky.
Why didn't you just get him to wear a different suit?
Oh no, it had to be blue. No, it had to be blue.
Why?
Well, because here's why. Because there's a guy named Alan Flusser, and he wrote a book called Clothes and the Man. Okay. He is probably the most famous men's stylist in the world. He was
Mine's not
hired by Oliver Stone
Yeah.
to be a consultant to decode the costume of like Wall Street
Right.
investors and bankers for the movie Wall Street. He was the guy that said, "This is how they dress." Somebody, probably Tom Cruise, gave Dave this book called Clothes and the Man by Alan Flusser. And that was then followed in all the films like a Bible. And there's this thing
Wow.
in there about blue suits and yellow ties and about how trusting they are and about
Yeah.
like this is really the kind of suit you can't do black, you can't do brown, you can't do that. Like it has to be a dark navy blue suit. And so you want to get something that's just a shade away from black, but that highlights blue. And it's just like we went through so many fabrics, it was insane.
You know what's mad is, I know there's an element of truth to this, but when I was on staff at London Org, we were told that, and again, this is the stretching of the truth. L. Ron Hubbard, right? The fact is, L. Ron Hubbard wrote certain ads. He wrote like the script. He wrote like, this is the video that we want to make, and he directed it. But
Right.
what we were told was every single Super Bowl ad, all of those commercials, like every single thing like that we saw, L. Ron Hubbard wrote every single second of every single thing. I know it's a lie, but what we were told when I was like, "Oh my God, this is an amazing Super Bowl ad, spiritual technology and knowledge, that you are the power, you're the knowledge," and blah, blah, blah. Like, I was like, "Wow, this is amazing." And they were like, "Yeah, you know what's even better is LRH wrote every single thing. He dictated, this is the ad, this is what needs to be said, and it's a cut to this camera, cut to this, and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." But it's not true because, you've said before that there are certain videos of orientation and stuff that he wrote and directed and all of that. But, you were the one behind all the
Well, the
commercials.
orientation, because it had never been done. The Miscavige came in my office one day and he slapped down this big thick thing and he said, "Read this, tell me what you think of it." And it wasn't a script. It was partially a script, a bunch of VOs, a bunch of instructions from L. Ron Hubbard about get a whole bunch of religious scholars and interview them and cut a section together. And then because they had one IRS tax exemption, that replaced the religious scholars because the IRS basically said you're a religion. So we didn't need the religious, a bunch of stuff, right? But what it said was the commentator, the Larry Anderson guy, like there'd be a shot, like the when he said blow out your brains, this was the shot. See, look at Alex, look. This was the shot. It was just on his eyes.
Yeah.
I'm serious. That's what L. Ron Hubbard wrote. It was so stupid. And I had to, I did tests. I had to shoot it that way and then the way you would normally want to shoot something like that. And I had to show them that it was stupid and it wouldn't work. Like they couldn't see it on the page because they really didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Because, Miscavige was trained by L. Ron Hubbard in filmmaking, and L. Ron Hubbard was just a complete idiot when it came to filmmaking. Shelley says, now say that wearing a thong and rainbow boots. Now, I don't know what she's talking about, but I think it's pretty much anything. I'm going to start saying that. So, when you say something, when you say like, said the bishop to the nun, that whole thing.
Yeah.
People do that, right? You can say, he said wearing a thong and rain boots. You could just throw that in there. So thanks for that, Shelley. That's going to be my new catchphrase.
Hey, do you want to do something fun? I've just found this.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, firstly, support Mitch and buy some merch and a signed copy of his book. Absolutely. MitchBriscoe.com.
Yeah. If you want to come over if you ever want to get invited in any way to a summer party, naked or otherwise, you're going to minimally have to like buy a mug.
Buy the book. Yeah. Okay. So I just shared my screen. If you want to bring it up.
Yeah, I said that wearing a thong and rain boots. Just imagine that. Okay, yeah. Fine. So let me show your screen.
So let's do this, right? It's a bit of New Year's fun. It's a little Scientology trivia. Who is the founder of Scientology? Is it Ron Hubbard, Ray Bradbury, Isaac Asimov, or Edgar Allan Poe?
Is this on your community page? Did you do this?
No, I just found this online.
Oh,
yeah. Question 2. Let's give the chat a chance, right? According to the Church of Scientology, what is the meaning of the word Scientology? So put in the chat what you think. Is it A, the study of truth, B, all of these things, C, the study of knowledge, or D, knowing how to know? So put in the chat what you think it is, what the meaning of the word Scientology is. I actually think these are tough answers because it's actually kind of all of them, but
no, there's only one of them.
Well, yeah, it is only one, but the wording of it is quite good. So Shelley,
but it's really only one.
Has said B. Renee has said D, knowing how to know. So we've had a C, which is a D, and A. There's no uniform consensus. What does the word Scientology mean? The study of truth, all of the things, the study of knowledge, knowing how to know. I kind of like the idea of what does Scientology mean? Oh, Scientology means all of the things.
Yeah, all of these things. Yeah, no, it's because it's think about it, knowing how to know. What the hell does that mean? Come on. That's the most ridiculous thing in the world. You can but you know how to know. There's
Inappropriate Heifer and Duchess Diana, they've all said so. A is what the chat has said. I'm going to tell you that's wrong, but that's what you said. So let's go with it. Much of Scientology is based on the founder's theory of Dianetics, as outlined in his best-selling book, Dianetics: The Modern Science of Mental Health. According to the underlying principle behind Dianetics, what is the principal goal of life? A, survival. B, righteousness. C, worldly success. Or D, craftiness.
I kind of like craftiness. I wish that was the answer.
We also have to bear in mind, like, what did he say in the book versus what did he actually mean? I mean, what he meant is craftiness, because Scientologists are crafty and, righteous. But so Shelley says B, righteousness. Renee says A, survival. Leslie says C, worldly success. So in Dianetics, what is the principal goal of life? Stana says B, righteousness. Inappropriate Heifer says, Duchess Diana says A, survival. Yes. Okay, so we have more votes for that.
Yeah.
According to Dianetics, the mind is divided into 2 distinct parts. One of these parts is called the analytical mind. What is the other part? The reactive mind, the eternal mind, the unconscious mind, or the napping mind? Oh, I like napping mind. I think it's quite good.
Yeah, I like nappy mind, the nappy mind, like
The nappy
the
mind.
nappy. Uh, I think it's dirty mind, isn't it? Oh
The
no,
dirty
that's
mind.
the inappropriate heifer.
No, that's just when you're thinking about me,
She
Mitch.
has an analytical mind and a dirty mind.
Ha! Okay, so
Yeah.
Stana, Shelley, Duchess, they've all said A, reactive mind. Okay, good answer. Scientology employs a technique of personal spiritual counseling to help people rid themselves of the unwanted part of their minds. What is this counseling technique called? Dream therapy, hypnotism, auditing, or brainwashing? Well, again, it's what they call it and what it actually is, because what they call it is not brainwashing, but that is what it is.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it brainwashing anyway, but it's a form of generating a rush of endorphins to get you to believe you've had a spiritual moment. Yeah, that's right. Inappropriate heifer. I do get you. You have an analytical mind and a
Which
dirty
gets
mind.
me. All right, I like this. ARC, this is actually a really good quiz. ARC is one of the most important concepts of Scientology. It's often expressed in the form of a triangle. The A stands for affinity, the R for reality. What does the C stand for? Control, concreteness, collateral, or communication?
I think it's custard, isn't it? Custard. I think it's a dessert thing.
I thought it was I can't say that word on stream.
Oh, the see you next Tuesday
Oh
word.
no,
That
no,
one?
I was going to say cock.
Oh, the male chicken word.
Yeah. Affinity, reality, and the inappropriate heifer and Duchess Diana say D, and Leslie Bishop communication. Yes, excellent, fantastic.
Very good. Hey,
Does the Church of Scientology say that they recognize the existence of a god? I feel like that's a really loaded question because, I mean, it's kind of yes, but it's also kind of no.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Because
they don't recognize the existence of a specific god.
Yeah, they don't recognize a god. They recognize
Right.
you are the god.
Yeah, they recognize the concept of God.
Yeah, and that's you. You are God.
Yeah, or whatever it is you think it is.
Yeah. The birth of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' baby brought media attention to the Scientology concept of silent birth. What exactly does this mean? A, as little talking in the labor and delivery room as possible. B, only loving conversation between the mother and the father. Well, side tangent, what about if it was two mothers or two fathers? But okay, whatever. No screaming or grunting from the mother, or giving birth in a soundproof room.
Where did you find this quiz?
I just googled Scientology quiz, but I quite like this. I think it's good. A, Shelley says A. Renee says D. Giving birth in a soundproof room. Duchess Diana says A. Yeah, okay. A and C. No screaming or grunting. Okay, good. Number 9. What branch of medicine has Scientology declared war upon? Internal medicine, psychiatry, obstetrics, or oncology? I think we all know the answer to this.
Oh man, that beer is really good. It's like my twice a year beer. Not a big drinker. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but when we have the summer party, we won't be drinking. Well, you can, but
Look, well, this is the last question. Does Scientology believe in reincarnation or rebirth?
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it believes in it's funny the way well, let's let them answer first.
Well, yeah, yes, rebirth, yes, why, yes. Okay, fab. So how do we see the answers? It doesn't tell us. Okay, so
No, because you probably have to give them your email address and then open
yeah,
an
we're
account.
not going to do that, but we know the answers, so we can go through it. So,
Yeah.
Who's the founder of Scientology? Owen Hubbard. Yes, correct. 2, what is the meaning of the word Scientology? Mitch?
Knowing how to know.
Knowing how to know. Yes.
which doesn't mean anything.
Yes. So you guys in the chat were wrong.
Yeah, you didn't get that one.
According to what's the basic principle of life? Survival. That is correct. Survival
Mm-hmm.
is true. Reactive mind is true. That's the other part of the mind. Spiritual counseling, auditing. Yes, that's what it's called. But in reality, it's brainwashing. But they call it auditing. ARC, affinity, reality, communication. Yes. Recognize the existence of a God. No, because you are God. We talked about that. As little talking in the labor. Yes, that's kind of true.
Excuse me.
Psychiatry, correct. Reincarnation, yes. So you guys did a good job.
Yeah, pretty good. They're paying attention. This is why does this even exist on the internet?
So many questions. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really random. Okay, so what else have we got here? We're pushing 2 hours. So
yes, I'm going to wrap this up soon because I need to get some
yeah,
sleep.
yeah. We'll wrap it up because we've been here now. You guys are great. I got to go make dinner. I got to start planning the slumber party and so on and so forth.
You're having a slumber party? What in
Yeah,
your
we're having a
soundproof
nude.
tent?
Apparently, I've been elected to have a nude slumber party. So,
Pics or it didn't happen.
yeah, exactly. I think we're gonna do it in the blanket fort here. We're gonna sleep on the. I'll move the desk out and stuff, and we'll
I love it.
do it.
Well, look,
Yeah.
someone also just commented, it's 4 minutes too. So in 4 minutes, it will be New Year in New York, and that's Eastern time.
Oh, yeah. Let's count the. Are some
Yeah.
of you guys in New York here? Who's in New York? Who's Eastern Standard?
Eastern time,
Yeah.
And I can give you the heads up. We are now a couple of hours into 2024, and it's literally no different to 2023. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but
Yeah.
Mitch, I had questions about movie attendance.
Yeah, so ask your question. I mean, I don't actually know. I don't keep track of those statistics. I know I've never really gotten back into the theaters, but I think the theaters are doing pretty well here.
Renee said, before COVID, I probably went to the cinema 24 to 26 times a year. Since then, I've only went to the theater 6 times. Mitch, thoughts on this?
Yeah, well, I think we've kind of lost touch with it a little bit. I mean, I think one of the reasons is the level of presentation that you can have at home in terms of the quality of screens, the quality of the audio, the quality of the actual picture being streamed is so high that, I had a choice between watching Killers of the Flower Moon on a really, nice 65-inch, OLED and like with a remote where I could, go to the bathroom or make popcorn or whatever and not miss any of the movie. It's something nice about that. I mean, on the other hand, there's some movies that are really nice to see. There's that shared emotional experience about being in the theater. So I hope we never lose that, because it's something really magical about a group of humans all being told the same story at the same time and reacting at the same time. But I think people, like with work, they discover that, remote, working from home is like watching movies from home. So I don't know if it's ever going to recover to the same degree.
I think also, like, you used to make films for the big screen, the cinema. I think people are now making films for the home screen,
Yeah,
Netflix.
no, definitely because of streaming. But Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Barbie, they're making some big films that just
Yeah.
I mean, the last film I saw in a theater was Oppenheimer, and unfortunately I saw it in IMAX, which is really a crappy format. No, that should just be outlawed.
Veronica says hi from New York, 2 minutes till midnight.
Okay.
There we go.
And I don't know what this means. Inappropriate Hover says, no, I was old authenticity like Mitch. Oh, old and authentic. She's speaking to somebody. I don't know who. But thank you.
Mitch, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for choosing.
You're welcome. Are you leaving now?
With me?
Yeah, I'm just going to read this one last one here. It says, Duchess Diana said, theater movies give me migraines now due to the flashing lights and movement of cameras. Yeah, that could be. I can understand that. Okay, good. So it's going to be, hey, we have 1 minute. Yeah, we have 1 minute. We're just about ready to start counting down from New York, right? Are we actually going to do a countdown here, Alex? Or are we going to
Should
do
we? Oh, I feel like it's happened now. I was gonna say we
Yeah,
do it.
and hey, Happy New Year. Woohoo, woo.
Happy
To
New
everybody.
Year in New York,
Yeah, to everybody in New York. And now we're
the East
moving.
Coast, Miami, and Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah, and it's now moving towards Los Angeles. So I'm going to go make dinner. Shelly said 10, and you are at 10, Shelly. At
98765
least,
4321. Hey.
yeah, there you go. Boom.
Ha.
It's now. Okay, good. So that's with a little bit of lag time.
East Coast is now in 2024.
Nice.
Happy New
Okay,
Year,
good.
everybody.
So yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. We're going to sign off now. We're going to say goodnight, and I'll be back. I'll do this Irish stew thing tomorrow. I promise I'll do it. I definitely want to hear back from everybody on my the recipe for the salsa. Thank you all so much for helping me and Alex just have a transformative experience, because this whole thing on YouTube, even though I have a relatively small channel, you're welcome. Oh, whoop, I got the wrong one. Here you go. Oh, wow. The Tassie Devil said we Aussies have been in 24 for 16 hours. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome, Shelley. Anyway, we're going to go now. And thanks you very much. And here we're going to go out with a little bit of Weston, my beautiful little beagle. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Good night,
There you go.
Alex.
Happy New Year.
Oh!